zapping all you hoes away like get back, ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, 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 ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like.
So I was just so upset with Shannon. I was probably pretty mean to her too, because I was just like, I was just so mad. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't even know what you just did. You just ruined it. You ruined it.
Everybody go. 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 Boys can wear lip gloss too. Boys can wear lip gloss too. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Ooh, good morning. Good morning. Come on in the classroom. Come now. Come in the classroom. You guys, I'm drinking cold pressed vegetable juice. They didn't pay me to say this, but you know I love telling you guys what nutritional things I'm putting in my body these days. So this is Arden's Gardens cold pressed vegetable juice multigreen. I'm doing like a 2-day detox. Trying to get the things out before my birthday on Wednesday. Come on in the classroom, guys. Come on in the classroom, honeys and bunnies. All right, y'all. Make sure my hair is cute. Because I feel like I'm talking to my wife today. Miss Brittany. All right, y'all. What's going on? This is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty. Here to do the Lord's work once again. That's like my favorite part. That part like wakes me up. Listen, we are talking to Brittany from Cycle 4 and Cycle 17 All-Stars of America's Next Top Model. Cookie's hair just got in my mouth. Fucking bitch. So sick of her. Anyone want a dog? Anyone want a dog? Can't have mine. I'm just playing. But we are talking to Brittany from Cycle 4 and 17 of America's Next Top Model. I am so excited to actually talk to Brittany because she was one of my favorites. I was so happy when I saw her come back for Cycle 17. Very sad to see her leave so freaking early. And she's also a Florida girl like me. So I have my black phone here, guys. And we're going to get into the things of the things with Miss Brittany. I'm very excited. Again, I'm drinking cold pressed green juice. Cold press, but the tea shall be piping hot. Cold press, but the tea shall be piping hot. My hair is getting on my nerves today. I don't like it. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
So
I'm so excited. Yay.
You know, no top model contestant is greater than the other. However, there are some, when I first meet you guys on this thing here, it's like, oh my God, you know, because I remember watching you when I was little, you know, so it's just like, hi.
Oh, I love that. I love your energy. I feel like I need to scream too and be like, ah! That just felt good when you did it. I needed to do it.
Oh, do you want to try to do the intro?
Yeah, tell me what to do.
Okay. So what I say is, what's going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie.
Oh gosh, you're giving me a whole script.
Okay. We'll just jump to the end part.
I just wanted to scream.
Just do the here to do the Lord's work once again.
Okay. Here to do the Lord's work once again.
Yes! Bright and early on a Sunday. That was amazing. People drag racing outside. This is going to be a good top model chat today, y'all.
Right? It's just so fun to scream sometimes. And when you're screaming, I'm like, oh, that just feels good and let it out. Oh, yes. My coffee's all in me, so I'm like buzzing, you know? I'm like, let me get that energy out.
And the thing is, people are always like, Oliver, why are you so loud? But I'm like, you guys are always like, Oliver, why are you so happy in life? It's because I scream, bitches. Because I
Heck
scream.
yeah. Scream, let it out, enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. I love your energy. It's amazing.
No, I love yours. When you just screamed, of course, I got ejected back to that episode when you and Keenyah were going back and forth in the car. And you were like, shit! Ah!
See, sometimes you just gotta scream.
Scream and clear it out. Clear it out.
Oh my gosh, that was a moment. Yes, that was a moment. I didn't realize how much that moment meant later on. People have told me more than almost anything else, even over photo shoots, everything. They're like, oh girl, I loved it when you told Keenyah shut up. Not because I didn't love Keenyah, but it was just like that, the way I did it, you know, like I opened my mouth where it literally like just, you know, almost snapped open or ripped open. But you know what, I have to say this, and Keenyah knows I love her. When you live with people, and that was the end, as you guys, I don't know if you recall or remember, it was right. I think I got eliminated like that episode, maybe even. And you know, it was the end, and I love Keenyah. I don't know if they really even showed this, but me and Keenyah even shared a bed. Like, we were just always together. You know what I mean? Like, always together. We love each other, but man, you know, anybody where it's like you wake up, you see that person, you go to bed, you see that person, you know, and it's Groundhog Day on repeat. She feels the same way. You know, you get where you're just irritated.
Yes. Yes. I can only imagine. Only imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then all that energy in the house, all that female energy and then you add a competition on top of it. So you know, even though you love that person, you get along with them, like me and Keenyah, we got along as good as two people could get along. But at the end of the day, we're competing against each other, you know? So it was definitely like a weird experience.
So I'm just like infatuated on how freaking cute you look.
Oh,
and your nails and your hair.
Oh, we'll keep going.
I
had to look all fabulous for you.
And you know what?
I had to get my husband to like take care of the kids because I have a newborn right now. So I was like, I gotta look cute. So you gotta be on dad duty. So he was taking care of the kids and then they just left. He's like, I'll just give you your time. I'm like, yeah, I need everybody out of the house. I gotta.
Oh, so everyone's gone.
Oh yeah, I kicked them out. They're gone. They're out.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to. Well, trust me, if they were here, it would be awful. It would be awful. They'd be so loud. They'd be coming over. Maddox would be in my lap trying to no, it'd be impossible. So it's just us girls.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2. Congrats. How old is the oldest? The eldest?
He is 2.5. So he's a little toddler.
So you're a new mommy.
Yeah, I'm pretty new. Yeah. And then I have a newborn.
Uh-huh. That is so exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we're gonna get into the top model questions, but I just want to be nosy just a little bit because I just love how fabulous you are right now. What part of Florida do you live in?
I'm in Tampa. We just moved to Tampa.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you the Florida tour though. I'm born and raised Tallahassee girl.
Okay.
So Tally, and then I left after top model, 2005. I went and lived in LA forever. And then I met my husband in Vegas, and then I moved to Vegas. And then fast forward, we got married in Key West in 2016, and then we moved to Key West. We got a home in Key West. We renovated. We did that little island life that was super special and whatever. We lived there for about 3 or 4 years. I can't remember now. And then once we had the baby, Maddox, we moved to Tampa. My husband's from Tampa. We needed to be closer to family and society. You know, we were living in a small little island, and it was just okay.
Yeah. I went to Tampa for the first time because I'm from Florida. I'm born in Tampa, but I was raised in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, yeah.
And I went to Key West for the first time back in 2019, and I was like, how can anyone live down here? First of all, you could only get there on one bridge.
Yeah, it's kind of scary too. You know, we had the hurricane. I was there for Irma, and we had to get out. You know what I mean? And flights were booking, and they closed the airport down. Clearly, you know, so you had to either drive out or whatever. I did. I had to fly with my big boxer dog. I think I didn't have the baby. I didn't have Maddox yet, thank God. So I had to my husband was in Vegas at work. So I had to pack up the house, get everything out. I mean, there's just one way in and one way out. And it was crazy. And we couldn't get out, by the way, just so you know. I couldn't get out from the airport. They started canceling flights even earlier. So I had to get a ride with friends to the Miami airport from there. And it was crazy. We left in the middle of the night to try to like get away from traffic. It's nuts. It is nuts. That part's scary.
I was doing a road trip with my gay mother, T.S. Madison, and we were driving down. I said, Madison, is this the only road to get into Key West? She said, yeah, girl. I said, is this the only road out? She said, yeah, girl. I said, I could not live down here because if a hurricane is coming, we are all finished because everyone's going to try to get out on this one way to get out.
Well, I don't understand the people, and there's a lot of them that stay.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
I mean, that's crazy to me. I mean, as soon as I knew Irma was heading for us, peace. Like, I had to get out of there because there's a lot of people that stayed, and I'm just like, what do you do if everything just gets, I mean, that's just a little bit too crazy for me. I can't, claustrophobic. Like, I was like, I got to get out of here. Like, I can't be stuck. I don't already get a little claustrophobic, anyway, just living on an island. I have to get out and, I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. There's like, we have one Publix and was it one Publix? No, we had two Publixes and a Winn-Dixie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, listen, I know the kiddies are looking at us like, oh my God, when are they going to get into the top model things?
All right.
And of course, we're going to get into the top model things. Guys, you guys just have to bear with me because as I told you bitches from the very beginning, I am not an interviewer. I've just been so lucky to talk to all the people who were a part of my second favorite show of all time because Charmed is number one. So excuse me when look, Tyra, we're not doing this with you today. We bind you now, Tyra. On God's given Sunday, we bind you now. You would not attack our Wi-Fi. You would not attack our connection. You would not attack anything. But anyways, excuse me when I fan out because I'm a fan. And I will always be a fan. Always be a fan.
It's a fun show. It has, I have a lot of great memories. It's a good, I get it. It's fun.
Yes. Well, let's get into those memories.
Lots of fun stuff to watch. Yeah.
Let's get into those memories. So we're going to talk about Cycle 4 and Cycle 17. A lot of things to get through, but we're going to try to get through them the best way that we can.
Okie dokie.
All right. So Annis23 is asking, you know what, even before I jump into that, how did you and why did you even audition for Top Model?
Okay, so I was in Tallahassee at the time, and I had my mother agent, who's Marcia Dahl, and she, was like, hey, Top Model is going to do auditions here. I'd never even watched the show before. And she's like, you should audition. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, why not? Funny story. I had just went and auditioned for the School of Film and Television in Manhattan and got accepted and got a scholarship for acting. So I just signed my lease to share with some friends there. So I was going to be a New Yorker. And so I auditioned for Top Model because, what are the chances? You know what I mean? Like, who knows? There's all these people, you never know. So I was like, but I'll audition, sure. So I auditioned, and then I remember I got a call back, and I had to go see Michelle Mock. She's the head casting director. I had to go up to a city because she didn't come to Tallahassee personally. So I had to go to somewhere in North Carolina and where she was, and I got through that process. And then they called me. They're like, okay, we're sending you to, semifinals in LA. And so it was just kind of crazy. And then when I actually got on the show, I had to make the call, whether do I go with Top Model or do I go to study and be like an actress and do that thing? And then y'all know which decision I went with. Never moved to New York, never made it. So after that I went to LA. But I was excited at the opportunity I had been modeling before. I already loved that world, and it was just like, oh, this is so exciting. And the show had gotten more popular too. Because Top Model wasn't one of those that American Idol, I would say, was amazing season 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it didn't really have
slow cooker.
It was a slow cooker. Good call. Good way to say that. Not that the first seasons weren't great. It just wasn't it really just hadn't popped. So by the time it got a little bit further on, I was like, oh, the show's building momentum. It'll be fun to be on it. So yeah, that's.
So you turned down a free education.
I know. I think about it sometimes. I'm like, did I do the right thing? But I don't. I don't believe in regrets, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that everything does happen for a reason. We all have a plan, so and I don't regret
Definitely.
it. I don't regret it at
Definitely.
all. But it is funny. Yes, I did turn down going to like a really nice acting, college in New York, and it would just be weird how my life would be different.
Mm-hmm.
You
It would
know.
be totally different. But you audition for Top Model, you meet Michelle Mock, and then you find out you're going to casting week to be filmed. That's going to be filmed, and then it's going to determine whether or not you get into the show. So
Yeah, because that's when they did that. They used to film. That's
mm-hmm,
when they filmed
mm-hmm,
semifinals, and they aired it
mm-hmm,
to see if you're going to get in the show. And I'll never forget that experience. I mean, that was so fun and exciting in itself. You know, we're
mm-hmm,
like all in our own little hotel rooms. You don't really get to interact with other people until they bring you out for certain things for like, you
mm-hmm.
know, little the interviewing process.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that was a very exciting time. And I will never forget too when she was calling the girls for the house. My mic was, on my shirt, and the guy came up to me, the audio guy came up to me afterwards. We were done, and he was like, "Your heart was beating out of your chest. I could hear it so loud." And
It's
it was. Because she called me later on, like I think she
uh-huh.
called right out the gate, and like I think there was like Brandy, another BR. I remember when she called Brandy or something, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, like,
Oh, is it
and then
me?
I was
Is it
like,
me?
yeah, I was like, oh, then I was like, just kidding, not me,
Uh-huh.
not me. And that's when I went so nuts when she called my name. I was like, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
I was just on cloud nine.
It's so funny that you mentioned the sound guy came up to you. So the people who've been watching these Top Model chats have been hearing me talk about this TV show that I filmed for that's coming out on March 4th on WeTV. And one of the things that I did not know before filming was that sound and the camera, the sound person and the camera guy are two different people. And the sound people can hear everything. And there is this moment, I don't know if they're going to show it or not, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to get in trouble, but Oliver was, let's just say I was in a very intensified emotional space. And how I found out there was a sound, she was like, I could hear your heart the entire time. I was like, you could hear my heart? She's like, yes, I could hear your freaking heart.
It's crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that either. That was my first experience with it. I'm like, you could hear my heartbeat? And they're like, very loud. Your heart was pounding out of your chest. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was.
So, like, I'm always curious to know, like, you guys walking into this production set, how was that for you? Like, seeing the lights, seeing the cameras, seeing the producers, seeing the girls, just seeing all this motion going on.
It was exciting. It was definitely nothing that I had ever, of course, never been a part of before to that point. So it was all very new and very exciting. And like, I remember when I first saw Tyra for the first time, all I could think of was, oh my gosh, her face is so gorgeous. Like, she just has that perfect face. You know what I mean? One thing I can say about Tyra with her face, I just said this the other day, no matter when she's like gained weight or lost weight or whatever, her face stays on point. Like, not me. I gained like 5 pounds. I swear it's all in my face. I look back at photos and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so puffy and big. But she just keeps that like beautiful face. So anyway, she just looked, I mean, I just remember kind of being like in awe of just how gorgeous she was.
Shout out to Tyra Banks for always being gorgeous. If there's one thing that you all say about her, is that bitch is beautiful.
She's beautiful. And in person, just stunning. I mean, she's just, her face is perfect. I mean, yeah, you can say what you will about her, about anything else about her. She looks good.
So I want to jump back into my questions. The first question I was going to ask you, which was a lot of people's concerns in the comments, which basically were like, how did you feel about the judges always coming at you with these comments that you were too overly sexual or it was pornographic and all of that, which actually landed you in the bottom 2 on the second episode. I was so afraid. I was like, is she going to go home? You did it. But the main critique was that you were too sexualized. How was it for you receiving that critique constant over and over and over?
Well, it's annoying for starters, because one of the things that really bothered me about that episode where I almost got eliminated was that I didn't do my makeup. You know what I mean? Like, they do it. So you're going to put, like, they said, like, I look like a porn star. I'm like, well, why did you give me this black, smoky eye with a bright, like, big, huge eyes and the big pink lips? And I just have bigger lips. So, I mean, I'm like, well, that's one thing about it. Funny thing, too, about that picture, and this is why things are just for the camera a lot, is that every agent, and I went signed with Next after Top Model, and every agent I've had since then for other categories, they all kept that photo. Everybody always
really?
Yeah, they kept that in my book. Like, other ones they would take out, they always kept that photo. So as much as I look like a porn star, which I didn't think I really looked like a porn star. I think it was just like, doing that. I'm like, how is that porn? Wouldn't porn really be like more like, like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Brittany,
I don't really think
again for us.
What?
Can you pose again? Go back and pose again. Find the light. This is precious. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to be on?
Want to be on top? So, I mean, I just think that, like, yeah, it irritated me, but I was so green, so green, that I get it's a yes and a no. I think they overdid it for TV's sake, like, oh, the porn star, because I think they just wanted me to, like, reel it in a little bit. You know what I mean? So even though it was annoying and I don't fully believe it, like, I don't think I look like a porn star, but I think that the point was to just get me to ring it in sometimes, which I did. So then I wouldn't, because I did have this thing, because I was so new, I did have this thing when I was 20, I was 22 when I did it. I did have this thing where I, like, would pucker my lips too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would, like, every single photo probably. So they had to write in this. They shouldn't have called me a porn star. They should have just said, like, you just need to stop puckering your lips in every photo. I did the.
Yes.
Like, I did the lip. Like, in every photo. You know,
you're trying to smell something.
You know what I mean?
What the top lip smells like.
Yeah, exactly. I did that too much.
Cherries.
So I think that should have been more of, like, the critique is, like, you know, it's coming off too sexy. Maybe, like, you don't need to, you already have big lips. You don't need to, like, do that in every photo. Yeah. And I think I just didn't know that because I was green. So then, like, once I got that, because they scared me so much with, like, thinking I was too sexy, it got in my head really bad. So then I just stopped doing it, and I would just do more, like, you know, just subtle, like, just I just calmed it down. So their point got across. It was just in a very aggressive way, I feel like, calling me a porn star, because it really, like, you know, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, my grandma's gonna see this. Not that I didn't do things myself that I did want my grandma see, but, you know, like.
Okay, so real_Bryson_Applewhite wants to know, Brittany, how'd you feel about the race bending photo shoot? Did you feel uncomfortable and pretend to like it like Naima?
So back then, especially, like, here's the thing, again, going back to being naive and young and whatever, like Tyra's telling you to do something and it's her show, and trust me, Tyra every time she'd be on set, you have the fear of God in you. You know what I mean? You want to be perfect for her, like, always. I think that there's not one girl that wouldn't agree with that when Tyra was on set, or, you know, you do whatever they say to do. So for me, it was just like, this is Tyra's show and Tyra's telling me to do this. I'm not thinking anything else. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm just like, I'm following Tyra, and we're all getting changed. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all like, and it was coming from and even then I felt like it's not coming from any kind of place of hate or whatever. It's supposed to be love. We're holding on to these kids and kind of like walking in someone else's shoes for a photo shoot. And since Tyra is the one doing this, and, you know, like I said, we don't get any say. We don't sit down in the makeup chair and say, no, I would like this, or don't do this. We're nothing. We get nothing. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I was just kind of doing what I'm told. You know what I mean? And not even knowing, like, to me, it's just like not knowing that I'm doing anything besides what Tyra's telling me to do.
Right. And, you know, every time it comes up, I will always talk about it. In that I'm going to give Tyra Banks and all of the people the benefit of the doubt, because at the time, that whole idea of blackface in modern society, and even me talking about it now, you know, I'm seeing more and more in modern society, blackface wasn't talked about in that regard. And I truly believe it was the intent of Tyra Banks and the people that be to make that photo shoot a celebration of culture, to make it a celebration of everything. Like that's what I believe that their intent was. Now, of course,
that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still think that. I just think it's different now, you know? I mean, it wasn't the same. It is different. Like they would never do that now, of course. But it didn't feel that way, and it didn't, like you said it good. It wasn't from a place of any kind of like hate or it was a respectful thing, you know. And I think I won that week for that. I feel like I won best photo.
I think you did
for that one. I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, you know, it just didn't feel that way. Like it didn't feel like it was something like you know, offensive or derogatory or anything. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to. I've been asked, and you know, I didn't even think about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I was just like, it was such a beautiful thing, and we're all being different cultures. She had us all being, everything was different. So
I will always give credit to Jen On from Cycle 13. I did a live chat with her, Sunday, and Laura, and I asked her to like really break it down on like why is it offensive. And the Top Model fans are correct, as they said Rebecca got best photo that week, not you. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Rebecca got it. I'm sorry. Well, thank you. I'm going to see. I love when they remind you, because I haven't watched it in so long. I don't remember if I got best photo, but I remember that was definitely one of my good ones, and I got praise from Tyra. That may have been one of the first ones where there was a turning point where I wasn't the porn star anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
gotcha.
I just remember them making a big deal about it, being like, "Look how soft you look," and like soft and like loving. And I just remember it was like I remember just being like, "Oh, thank God it's not something." I'm not in the hot seat again.
But to wrap up the whole blackface thing, Jen On, I have a video with Jen On, and she breaks it down. And if my memory serves me right, she's like, when you do stuff like that, even though you mean to be respectful, you want to honor it, it's almost treating it like a costume, like it's something you just put on and put off. And no one wants their culture and how they identify themselves to be like customized or objectified or something like that. So everybody go watch that video. It's up on my YouTube, Oliver Twixt on YouTube, and she breaks it down so beautifully, better than I did.
I fully understand that. Honestly, that makes perfect sense to me. It just doesn't. I just didn't think of it then. You know, it's all a learning thing. You know, all a learning. Just was a different time.
Different time. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I can see why. And the last thing I ever want to do is offend or hurt anyone truthfully. So, hope I didn't.
So we're going to go into Top Model Roll Call. This is when I say every name of every girl that was on your cycle, which is cycle 4, and you give me the first thing that comes to your brain, good, bad, indifferent, or whatever.
Okay.
You ready?
But I got to make sure I remember everybody. So
the first girl out was Britta.
Okay, love Britta. Sweet girl. We stayed friends and in contact afterwards. I felt for her. And then little did I know, I would be there myself in a few years. So I know that feeling all too well.
That is what we call a plot twist, everybody. That was funny, Brittany. Oh my God, that was so funny. Okay, what about
she's
Sarah?
A good girl. So come again? Sarah, well, clearly didn't like Sarah. I honestly don't have a lot of memories with Sarah. She went off, but she was so upset about eliminating. I mean, she didn't ever do anything with Top Model again afterwards. I have never seen her since. She wouldn't be a part of anything. She didn't go to the UPN upfronts with us, nothing. Like when she left, she left. I don't know what all the thing is, but she did not want anything to do with it. She was so pissed she went home second. Like, get over your ego.
What about Miss Brandy?
You know, Brandy had really great qualities. Like, she was like, she'd be fun and whatever, but then she had like this like negative attitude a lot too. So Tiffany was always trying, ironic enough, Tiffany, who Tyra ended up cursing out, on her exit, Tiffany was always trying to like get Brandy to like calm down, like, you know, and just be like, Brandy, it's okay. Like she just would just get really upset about stuff. But I don't really have too much more. I mean, I didn't really talk with Brandy a whole lot or whatever. I don't even know what place did she go home?
Third.
Okay, third. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
I get it. You're going in order. Got it. Okay, yeah.
the next person is Noelle.
Noelle was sweet. She just talked about her kids all the time. I still remember that. Like, I was 22. I didn't want to talk about someone and their kids. I don't even want to talk about people's kids now, and I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, because she'd always bring them up in like
her
in the
son
room and in front of people to like get. I don't know if it was like to get sympathy, but it just drove me nuts.
Her son. What about Yubi?
Oh, I love Yubi. Oh, hi Yubi, if you're watching. Yubi and I have stayed friends all these years. She's just got a big heart of gold. Love Yubi. Love her.
The next person is Tiffany.
Love Tiffany. Tiffany was like, you know, y'all didn't see this on the show. I don't know why they really didn't show it, but me and Tiffany were like super close on the show. I love Tiff. She made me laugh. Her and I would laugh and laugh and laugh. And we had this thing that they give you the psych test before you can be on the show, and they try to word everything different. And we were getting irritated because it's like they just try to ask you the same question. You're like, I already said a five, because you have to number it. So like her and I had this whole thing the whole time with each other. We're like, can I get a five? A five? A five? Can I get a five? So we just did this whole thing all the time. This me and her and the five. Anyway, I know they didn't air that because no one would know what they were talking about. Like, why do these two bitches keep saying five to each other? So, but we did, like, her and I were really close in the house. I loved her. And I think she got a very bad rap from Tyra the way that went down. I did not like that.
Well, which we will talk about.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
You know what? I haven't talked to her in a long time, actually. She's unfortunately was one that we kind of like lost touch. This is before, so y'all have to remember when we got off our season, there wasn't even Facebook. Or if it was back, Mark Zuckerberg was like still creating it in a dorm room when Facebook came along. So there was like barely, I don't even think I didn't get on MySpace even until like after top, like well afterwards. And as you know, MySpace was like, you didn't have tons of people and you didn't search, you just had your little friends on it. So that was like a different world back then because it wasn't as easy to stay in touch with people. And unfortunately, she was one that I don't even know if she got on social media. I still don't even know. Have you talked to her? Or I didn't know if you had reached out. Yeah, but I haven't talked to her.
Guys,
if you're watching, I'd love to catch back up with her.
Help us find Tiffany, guys. Help us find Tiffany. Tell her to come on out. She's fun time. I just want to tell you, Brittany, I've been doing these for a while now. And there have been many girls who come close to the magical 300. And you have crossed 300 live eyeballs watching you right now.
Oh, yay! I was like, what are we getting so serious about? What are we talking about? And you're like, ooh, we've reached 300.
What about
Rebecca?
Y'all.
Okay.
What about Rebecca, the girl who fell back on her skull?
Impressions of the house. Rebecca, I don't know. Fine with her afterwards. Not a problem. Competition-wise, her and I just didn't like mix very well. Like, I don't think if you guys remember, like when I like to just have a good time and have fun. And she was kind of one of those like sit back and judge me kind of girls. So I didn't really like that very much. I'm just having fun. Like, you guys can sit up there with a stick up your butt, but we're in a competition. I got to be with you girls for the rest of like however many months we're filming this. I'm going to have some fun. You can sit there and judge and critique, but I'm going to have a good time. So she kind of like, she was a little judgmental toward me in the house. So I didn't, she wasn't one of my faves, but I met with her afterwards. And once the competition was out of the, like
out of the way,
spoke, and she's so sweet. So I don't mean this to be any kind of reflection of how I feel about her now. I'm just giving you impression of how it was in the house. We weren't like, super close. I have to say, I think I got along with everybody pretty much. I didn't start like fights with people. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting there like, you know, whatever. I'm just saying like, you know, you get along with some people more than you do others.
Right. Naturally.
Yeah.
What about Tatiana?
She just bugged me. I don't know. I know. I feel so bad. I don't want to lie. I want to give your fans the honest truth. I don't want to sugarcoat it. So, I mean, yeah, she just kind of, she felt young, you know, she felt like kind of young, kind of naive, you know, just again, not one of my favorites, but again, all the love to her. Hope she's doing great.
What about Michelle? Michelle.
I can't even get into Michelle. I think Michelle was like, she bugged me more than anybody else in the whole thing. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I hate this. I don't mean to talk bad about people. I really
No,
don't.
that was back then. We're talking about back then.
I know. It was just, how do I describe her? Like, I just can't describe it. It was just an irritating thing. And she just bugged me. And it was really, really weird. Okay, so she was kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, when she'd be in the house, whatever, she was kind of quiet. And just still talked to her, whatever, but just didn't like, the stuff she said would just be like, why is she come from? Like, I don't know. But then we would get, when she put makeup on, that girl would come out. Like, you'd be like, who the hell is this chick now? And she was just like, this bougie bitch would come out. And we're like, what? Like, she felt herself. When they did our makeup, she felt it.
Yes.
Which was funny. But that's exactly how she was. Like, it was just kind of like, you kind of forget about her a little bit, and then like if she gets ready and she puts her makeup on, it was like she was just like she'd strut around like
high grand puss.
Yes. It was just like,
ooh. Well, listen, I just talked.
She was one of those people too that I never saw it. Like, I didn't see the model quality to me. Like, she was like, to me, it was like, which we all have our opinions. People probably don't think that about me, and that's totally fine. So for me, she just wasn't my favorite kind of look. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Well, I interviewed Michelle a couple days ago. One of my favorites I've done so far.
Oh, is she doing good? See, I don't even know how
she's doing damn good.
That's great. Truthfully great. Like, I'm just telling you how I felt. My 22 self is coming out talking, and how I felt.
Do you guys follow each other?
No, we actually I will follow her. I honestly just haven't thought about it. I totally will follow her and check in on her. And what?
I said she's popping. She looks
she?
good. Her husband is beautiful. She has beautiful kids. She's happy. She's a teacher. Like,
that makes me so happy. Yes, that's what I mean. Like, truthfully, like, that makes me so happy when I hear like that people that I've lost touch with are like, you know, kicking ass. That's so great. She when we were in LA together, at one point, she dated Johnny Fairplay, and Johnny Fairplay from Survivor, and my boyfriend was from Survivor. So we had and they were friends. So we were actually friends. Like, we hung out after Top Model. Like, we would be in the same kind of crowd.
Oh,
a little bit. Yeah. And she didn't bug me. Again, she didn't bug me as much, like, you know, outside of a competition. I mean, it's just, girls are catty. We're in a competition. It's like, you're like sizing people up and, you know, wondering like, well, how's she still here? And I'm not, you know, you know, it's just catty.
Yeah. What about Christina?
So Christina and I have a story. We were from Tallahassee together. So we knew each other before the show. Like hung out and did jobs together, modeling jobs together before Top Model. So we knew each other. That was crazy that we both got on the same season. Yeah, Christina was always a cool chick. Yeah, I mean, she was fine.
Now, Brittany, I'm gonna tap you on the ankle because you coming over here and you got these people going crazy in these comments. They're like, who was your boyfriend from Survivor?
Oh, Burton Roberts.
There you go, guys. Burton. It was Burton. Okay, perfect. Now, quiet down. We're still in class. Anything else about Christina?
again, another one I hadn't really talked to. We've kind of lost touch, but it was like, again, no hard feelings, nothing weird happened or anything. I just kind of lost touch with her. But no, I mean, Christina was like, Christina was just trying to figure, she was figuring out who she was as a person back then. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't know if y'all remember that. Do y'all remember that do you think about her personality? Like,
I just remember her being like
Ice Queen. Yeah, and it wasn't, that was just the way she kind of looked, but like that was just kind of too, because she was trying, like, I don't think she had her, like, who she really was in life yet, her personality. She hadn't, like, figured that out yet. I hope she has. Christina, if you're watching, I hope you figured out who you are.
Next on the list is Keenyah.
Keenyah! Well, y'all know, I mean, I loved Keenyah. Keenyah was love at first sight. Her and I were just, like, right out the gate, friends. Like, there was, like, no stopping at go. Do not collect your $200. We were, like, thick as thieves right out the gate. I love Keenyah. Still love Keenyah. Keenyah and I kept up after the show. She's came and stayed with me and numerous times and stuff. But yeah, and Keenyah is like amazing now. Gosh, I just love her look. She's stunning. And she's gorgeous.
Every time
she's always had her jaw.
Yes. Every time I look at her videos and photos, I'm like, I want her jaw. Are you back?
Yes, her jaw, and I love her Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I love her nose. I've always been obsessed with her little nose.
You know what I'm talking about? Keenyah's just cute.
She just is. She just has such a beautiful look. So I love Keenyah. Love everything about her and always loved her. Always will.
What about Kailyn?
Kailyn was awesome. Loved Kailyn. Loved her personality. She just had this kind of shy, funny way about her. Like, she's just kind of one of those girls that would, like, out of nowhere pop out with, like, funny stuff. You know what I mean? Like, she just seems like she's got, and then, like, she was another one, because she's kind of a tomboy. You know what I mean? Like, she was, especially then. So she would just be like, when they would put the glam work on her, it was just like, whoa, where'd this bitch come from? Because she just looked amazing. Because at first I didn't know that Kailyn, because she's like kind of quiet, and so I just never. I was like, I didn't know how far she'd make in the show or whatever, because she just kind of like chill. She always had like her t-shirt on, her like low jeans, and she'd just be like, and then all of a sudden you put some heels on that girl, and then she would do a runway walk, and she would like turn into like what was it? Koss. Who was the one she looked like? Gosh, I'm blanking right now, but anyway, I'll think on it. Caitlin Koss. No, what the heck? What's that model's name? Who she looks like? Anyway, it'll all circle around. It'll come back. But yeah, love her. Still, yeah, she was good. I always got along with her.
And then the winner, Naima Mora.
Nothing but great things about me and Naima. We were always good on the show together. Like her and I were always got along well. I always loved Naima, and then her and I definitely hung out quite a bit afterwards. Like, she would come to LA and she could like stay with me, or we'd hang out and go out, and we've worked together with certain things in the past. So I still love Naima, and she's another one like that just ages backwards, looks amazing.
Everyone is screaming Carmen Cass in the comments section.
Thank you, gosh, thank you. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the help. I'm seriously mom braining it over here. I was like, what is her name?
So Vanda Cosmetic wants to know, hi, Brittany. How was it having your mom come visit you? Did you get your fun-loving, goofy, wacky personality that we all love from her?
Okay. It was very, very emotional to have my mom come on the show. You don't really realize it. You always miss your parents, but when you're in that kind of setting and your like whole life is, we're in a women's penitentiary. That's what it felt like. We had no say over our lives. We had nothing, like, We never even got to go to the grocery store. I remember looking on the van one time. We were on our way to a shoot because we never knew we were going. And like, your life is just always a big question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking at people driving by in their cars, probably commuting to work in LA. And I remember being like jealous of them or envious. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, I just can't wait to be free again. You know, like I'm looking at them going, God, that just feels so good that they're just driving to wherever they're going right now. And they're like just living their life. Like, you just kind of get like that. So when my mom showed up, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, oh, my mommy. I turned into like a little 5-year-old again, you know, I'm like, mama. And it was so brutal because they didn't stay long and then they ripped her away. And I kept asking, like, there's room in the house now. There's beds available. Can mom she stay? Like, I'm like trying to ask production, you know, can she stay? No, she couldn't. So they took her away. So then that was kind of like, it's kind of brutal in a way, you know what I mean? Like your mom's gone. Like, she was just there. You just had this comfort of your mommy, and then they'd like take her away. So I don't know. It almost like was worse in a way that she came, because it made you just like feel devastated afterwards when she left. But oh, and then also, did I get it from her? Okay, funny. I am my father's child.
So it's dad. I lost my dad this year, so it's very sad. It's my dad's birthday today, guys. Dad's birthday today. He's been gone 6 months. 6 months on my mom. My mom's birthday was 2 days ago, February 5th, and he died on a 5th. So it's been 6 months. So yeah, and so then today's his birthday. So happy birthday, Dad. Love you. But I'm definitely my dad's daughter. He was seriously like a funny, sarcastic, dry guy, you know, like he just always made me laugh. He's just really funny. So I definitely am more of my dad. My mom's kind of shy. Really?
Yeah. My mom, when she grew up, was really shy. Like, she really should have been in therapy and like maybe even medicated. It would make her physically sick to go to school, like knots in her stomach. She's super shy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so glad I did not get that from you. Oh.
Well, listen, can me and the 300 people watching right now sing your dad happy birthday?
Oh, I would love that.
Okay, Here we go. Give me 1 second. Let me get some juice in me.
Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
David.
David, okay.
Yeah, we'll sing with you. Yeah.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
David.
Da-da.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Oh, that was sweet. Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday to him. Where were we? We were asking about your mom. So listen, I have a question. So Michelle said that when your mom came, it wasn't shown on the show, right? Right. Okay, because I was having like a Mandela effect. I was like, wait, did I see that or did I not see that? Or did I? So it wasn't shown.
I don't think it was shown. I remember that Top Model back then, when I think it was on UPN, would do like after the like clips or something, and they showed it later on. I don't even think it made the episode. Yeah, I think you're right.
That sucks.
Yeah, because my mom was all bummed too, because well, and I was bummed, and I'll tell you that in a minute. My mom was bummed because they called her the day before. I mean, they had got her on a flight. They called her that night, got her a flight that morning, and it was just super fast. You know, she had to get there, and then they like didn't even air it. But what we were bummed about, what I was a little bit bummed about, is you got to see this like more vulnerable, softer side of me. You know, like people party crazy, Brittany. You know, and like that was like a really emotional moment for me, and I was like, that would have been nice for people to just see that I'm not just this like sarcastic, you know, partier or whatever girl. Like, you know, it was a warm moment, and yeah, it was bummed they didn't show it.
So I love the fans watching, because I'm like, why do I feel like I saw Brittany with her mother? It's because they showed it in the recap episode. That's why. Everyone's in the comments like, it was shown in the recap episode. That's why.
God, they're good. These people are amazing. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, but I saw it. It's because I saw it in the recap episode. So
yeah, that's what I meant. Because that's when they did like recap episodes or something. Yeah, and they would like showed it really quick. Like it wasn't. Yeah, you guys are good. Wow, love you.
So Bye Bond wants to know, why did everyone make such a big deal about Michelle's skin issue?
Oh, because we were bored in the house and there's nothing else to do but talk about each other. I mean, we're just girls. And
that's what Tiffany's grandma said about. She said, "Y'all must be bored. Y'all must have got nothing else to do. Go read a book."
Just bored. And Michelle bugged us, a lot of us. I mean,
so that was y'all's way of getting back at her?
You what?
I said that was y'all's way of getting back at her?
Probably, I guess. We were just kind of irritated. We're just irritated with her, and she get the skin thing, and it was pretty gnarly. I mean, it was pretty gnarly, but I felt bad for her. I really did. I mean, I wasn't like sitting there laughing about it at like being like, oh, how funny. Like, it was really bad. I felt bad that she had to be on TV like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we were bored, you know, and then having like, you know, us girls and be like, oh, is it contagious?
Image that a video that's like loops in my head is when the camera goes the UV, and I think it's Tiffany, and she's like, UV was the one, I guess, interacting with Michelle, and UV does like this.
Yes. Oh, she does that skin. She was like,
Hey, Daleon_Jr. wants to know, what is your take on Rebecca falling in panel?
Oh my gosh, that was so crazy to witness. Oh my gosh, that was nuts. It scared the crap out of all of us because it was such a weird fall, you know. It was like, it wasn't like a thing, you know. She was like stiff as a board, and her eyes just went back, and she went. I mean, her body was fully just boom, like a tree going down. So it was shocking, and thankfully, she did have so many hair extensions back here. It actually kept her skull from cracking.
That's what Michelle said.
Yeah,
she had so much hair.
It was real. Yeah, the hair extensions saved her head.
Dang it.
Yeah, it was just weird. She just said she hadn't had it in a long time. It used to happen when she was younger. But, you know, again, it's stress. All that stuff comes out. So, yeah. I remember us all being like this in the room when we were waiting in the back. I remember us all being like, she's not going home this week now.
Y'all are funny.
Because she was getting some bad critique. She was actually, that's one of, like, it wasn't a good, you know, whatever it was, they were getting like something negative about her photo. And then
about her presence.
Yeah. And so then she went, and we were all like, well, she's not going home. Dang it.
I asked Michelle, where was Tyra during the whole snafu? Do you remember where Tyra was?
During what part?
During the whole confusion and chaos of her falling and production having to halt and them trying to get her situated and you girls being, you know, taken care of. Where was the mother? The TV.
Well, I do remember she ran over.
Mm-hmm.
I do have that. But then I don't really remember what happened after that. I mean, pretty soon after that, we got hustled, shuffled to another room. Mm-hmm. And then they had the ambulance for her. You know, they did all that with her. So we didn't just sit there and like witness it all go down for very long. Like once she went down and they all rushed over and like we were taken out. So I don't really remember. I can't remember like how hands-on Tyra was during that whole thing. That'd be a good question for Rebecca.
Okay. Right. So the Unfair Collector has a very a nice question that I actually really, really liked, and I'm curious to know your response. They said, holy shit, she was such a riot. Talking about you, Brittany. Ask if her and Keenyah actually had some free time from the challenge win, or if the producers made them stay hidden. I have a feeling the producers were like, so from 3:15 to 3:20, you'll play in the ocean on camera, and then you get to sit silently in the hotel until tomorrow. Remember you and Keenyah like won that thing and you guys got like time to go? Yeah.
We had a massage. Oh, totally. Okay. So everything was very, very, very like not real. I feel like that was like the fastest massage I ever got. It's basically like, okay, we got that on camera. Let's shuffle them. All right, now we're gonna get you all get to go, you know, play on the beach. So then we like go frolicking around, and we knew we were doing it for the camera. That's why we weren't like, think about it. If we got to hang out on the beach, we'd probably just been sitting there in a lawn chair, you know,
right?
Like we would have been chilling. But no, they're like, all right, let's get and take you on the beach. So we were just like running and being silly in the water or whatever. But it was very much like, yeah, like, well, we did stay the night. We did get to stay the night on our own. That part's real. So we got to go, which was nice. We got to go to a hotel room and just be alone. But I tell you what, this is just coincidental. But all the stuff that that I won, and I think even that Keenyah won, were all like things like that, like a hotel, or when I won, we got to stay in that place in South Africa, like by ourselves. I'm like, where were all the gifts for our prizes? Everybody else like would get purses for one. I think Serena Williams gave like Naima a racket, a signed racket. And like all this stuff. And I'm just like, why do I keep just getting these like hotel stays?
You didn't like that?
No, I want to take something home. I didn't get anything. And I didn't get picked for anything that. Oh, and then Christina won. Mm-hmm. Christina won doing challenge, and she picked me, and that's what I got. My mom flown out. Again, I love my mom, but can I get a bag?
I love you, mama, but I want a purse bag shoe.
I want a purse, or give me something. I want something to take home after this.
That is funny. That is okay. So that moment was slightly contrived, just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, we did get to stay a night in a hotel without the girls. So okay, yippee. And we went right to bed. It wasn't anything special. I was like, all right, well, go get a hotel. I mean, go to bed. Here, me and Keenyah are and sharing another bed together.
Sharing another bed together.
So a real treat would have been to have separate rooms. Mm-hmm. But they didn't get that. So, and then the next morning was when we did like, okay, you guys are going to do massages. And then it was like a fast little massage. It was just for the camera for the most part. I mean, whatever. It was probably like, I want to say like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like just real quick. And then they're like, okay, now we're going to go to the beach and now you're going to, play around. So we're like, okay. And then they took us that photo shoot, which was the one out in the middle of the desert with the we were at a old
The Elements.
Which one is it?
The Elements.
Elements?
You guys were at the gas station. That's the one.
Yeah, the gas station.
Matthew, I can't think of his last name. The guy who used to work with RuPaul. He shot that one. Matthew Anderson.
Right. Yes, and he's also was our makeup artist, the head makeup artist. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was awesome. Super.
Shout out to Matthew Anderson.
Yeah, he was great.
The next question I have for you is, this is from Aslanism. Were the Wonder Bra photo shoot outcomes really that bad as Tyra claimed? Remember that photo shoot? And like she was like,
I'm pretty sure I did get best photo with that one, right, guys? Did I?
Let us know.
Let us know. But I thought I did get that one. So I don't know. I don't remember she didn't like them. She said they're bad.
No, I remember that panel.
She didn't like a lot of them. That's right. That's right. She did like mine. So, that's all I cared about. Everything else is just chatter. I'm like, but did you like mine? Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. I may not have won, but I think I did. I thought I maybe did win. But yeah, that was a fun one.
They said, yes, you did get first call out. And of course, at this panel is when we get, I believe, the most iconic A&TM moment ever in history, which includes Mother Tyra Banks and Tiffany, and we were rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you.
How dare you? Learn something from this. When I go home at night.
Oh my gosh, I know. Oh man, that was a moment, wasn't it? Oh,
you being
took
there.
Us all back.
You being there, what was it like? What did you see? Okay, let me do this. I want to ask how this person is phrasing this question. So this is real_Bryson_Applewhite. Again, he's saying, Brittany, what's your opinion of Tyra yelling at Tiffany? How long did it last? Did Tyra really talk about Tiffany's child, saying that she can go back and sleep on an air mattress? I've seen this float around so many times that that's something Tyra said. Is that something you remember her saying to Tiffany?
Gosh, it's been so long. Maybe. I don't remember. There's so much she said. It went on. She was yelling for a while. I felt very bad for Tiffany. Like, I was like, she was just nervous. Like, you know, Tyra said she's laughing it off. She felt so uncomfortable. She felt so out of her place, out of her element. Like one time we went and had sushi, you know, on the show, and Tiffany was so uncomfortable. She was like, I've never eaten anything like this before. Like, you know, it was everything. It was starting to get to her. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like very, like, she was like, she just started to lose that, like, that fire in her, that funniness, that fire. And she was trying so hard to, like, push through and do it. And she felt very uncomfortable with the challenge where we had to be hosting, you know, and you had to read off the teleprompter. She just started to feel like she wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew how bad she was feeling. She felt awful. And so I just couldn't understand why Tyra was yelling at her like that. I'm like, God, way to kick a girl down. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't need that response. If you want to say, like, Tiffany, I'm disappointed in you, you gave up. You know, you didn't need to. I was rooting for you. Like, you didn't need to give up. I feel like you give up, or you shouldn't have. You'll learn as you go. You'll adapt to, you know, whatever. I don't like the way it was handled, obviously, at all. It was like, I felt so uncomfortable. I just, like, if you watch, I think I'm just like, I get really nervous, and I like do this thing with I have this crooked finger that I like to mess with. And I always like do it's like a little tick. So I think I was like sitting there just like cringing, like, oh, make her stop.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for her. It was just really dramatic.
Well,
I can't remember all the details, but I will say that, you know, we were talking about audio. Well, we could hear audio below our kitchen. We could hear, there must be an audio room below us, which we didn't know, and they replayed it over and over and over and over. We were hearing it, so we'd be in the kitchen, and we're like, they just kept watching it over and over. I don't know if it was like production doing that, or if they're laughing about it. I have no idea, but we could just hear it in the kitchen, them keep playing it over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that little nugget. Thank you. But taking all of us back to that moment, I think what Tyra was trying to get Tiffany to do, and I think it's something she taught the girls, just her being a model during the time she was, is that in the face of confusion, in the face of chaos, in the face of when you don't know anything of what's going on as a model, your job is just to power through it and make it look effortless. You know, did I say that right? Effortless.
Effortless.
Yeah. You see how I just fucked up that word? Instead of getting sad, I said it again, I acknowledged it, and now I'm laughing about it. And so I think that was what they wanted Tiffany to do, like, just power through it. And so from that standpoint, I get it.
Yeah. No, I did get I got her point behind it. Like I said, I think she could have handled it and been like, I feel like you gave up, you know, and I'm disappointed in that. Like, you don't need to, like I butchered all these words. I was reading it, like, laughing, and, you know, I was just like, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just like the same boat. I didn't know what was going on. The teleprompter was going real fast. I wasn't trained in teleprompters at this point. So we all sucked at it. And I think that's what she was like, no one was good at it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't need to just give up, because she just gave up. You know, she was like, I can't do this. And she just gave up. And Tyra's like, you know, just make fun of it. Just keep going. And if you don't know the words or whatever, like, don't just give up. But just the whole way that it was handled was just what was.
Yeah. And in my chat with Michelle, I was like, you know, I'm from Florida. I'm from the same part of Florida that Tiffany's from. And I know those girls very intimately. I know those battle cats. And Tyra is very Brittany, you're from Florida. You're from Tallahassee. So I'm pretty sure you have seen the girls battle. Tyra was very lucky that she's Tyra Banks on the set of America's Next Top Model with security and cameras rolling. Because, that's not how you handle those types of things. And even, like, when Tiffany was, like, saying goodbye, it's like she was laughing. She wasn't laughing at, like, the thing. She was just like, I'm just going home. Like, y'all don't be sad. Like, it is what it is. I'm going home. Like,
she was just, and she was nervous. Do you know what I mean? She just got eliminated. And she was just like, kind of like that nervous, like, you know, you just got kicked, you know, you just got eliminated. You're just kind of like, you know, don't worry. Like, y'all don't cry. You know, it wasn't that she was just laughing. It was just fun. Like, ha, 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 ha. I don't care that I'm going home. Ha, ha. She wasn't like that. She was just, it was like nerves.
ooh, I may get in trouble for this, and we're gonna move from this. But the psychologist in me, and my degree is in music, so I don't know shit about psychology. I was just taking a couple of AP classes in it. But the psychologist in me is thinking, was that Tyra, the old Tyra that used to feel bullied back in the day, taking an opportunity to be on the other side? Sometimes things manifest in us, like, you know,
Sure.
maybe when you were younger, you always felt like this. So now that you're on the other side of it, you get to do what you felt like people were doing to you to others. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
a nice
either.
case study. Because Tiffany didn't do anything to get that in that moment. So I'm like,
no,
how did
I
Tyra...
almost, to be quite honest, I almost wonder if Tyra was planning on doing that moment even without her doing any of that.
And just found the smallest thing to do with
I think
to do what she really wanted to do.
She was going to go off on her. Yeah. And
Miss Brittany, you my type of girl.
That was, because Tyra, I think what she thought she was doing, she thought she was being like, I was rooting for you. Like, you just disappointed me. Like, I think, but it didn't come off that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think she wanted it to be like, she was just so passionate about wanting Tiffany to do good, and she just failed her. But it wasn't. It was way more aggressive.
All right. We're going to fast forward to you guys in Africa, and we're going to talk about just various moments when you and Keenyah started to have like breakdowns in your friendship. So you were one of the more vocal people, of course, which culminated in you guys arguing back and forth in the car, but you were more vocal about her being proud to be in Africa, and just, you know, just her constantly repeating she's black in Africa, which I understand because I had the same feelings when I went to Africa. But what was your experience of it, and why were you guys reacting that way towards her?
I think it was just, again, it was the very end of the competition. Nerves were high, not nerves, emotions were high, and we were just all irritated with each other. Mm-hmm. And Keenyah was doing this thing, Keenyah was a little bit like, toward the end there, more so, I felt like just was being like more entitled than all of us. Mm-hmm. Like, not just with that, like with everything. It just felt like that way. And like, I remember Naima was even kind of irritated. You know, Naima, who tried to stay like neutral all the time, even Naima was like, you know, irritated. Like, it was just, I was just way more vocal about it. Do you know? Mm-hmm. Like, it really just boils down to wanting this whole experience to be over. Mm-hmm. and have a break from all these girls. I think we were just all at our like peak and our point, and it was just every little thing would set each other off.
Makes sense.
Everything would. Like, I'd see Keenyah eating a freaking bagel and want to like just hit her.
Bitch, bang.
Be like, put the freaking bagel down. Put it down. Like, everything just here. Everything was just here.
That is funny. Talk to me about that lion during that safari trip you guys took. Remember that lion? And they were like, Brittany, we're going to toss your ass out this car and leave you.
That is so something. That's just me. I just like to push any boundaries. I'm just kind of like, I don't really have a lot of fear. I'm like a risk taker in a lot of ways. So to me, it was just kind of fun. Like, I'm like, let's see what this guy's really going to do. Is he going to attack us? You know? Like, I didn't feel, but I never felt unsafe. Like, there's this like tour guide guy right there with us. Like, I felt like we're fine.
No, Brittany, no. No.
That's just me. I would probably do the exact same thing today. Like, I'm just a little nuts with that. Like, I was like, here, kitty, 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 kitty. Like, come here, little cat.
Hold on. While I do this, shout out to Yubi, who's in the chat right now.
What?
Shout out to Yubi, who's in the chat right now. She's watching.
Oh, yeah, Yubi.
I just wanted to show you my pet cheetah.
Oh, I love it.
Her name is Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea.
So
that was just fun. I never felt like we were in any harm. I mean, I don't think we were. Who knows? Maybe we were.
Okay. There were a bunch of questions about like the whole Nelson Mandela jail thing, whatever. But I'm not going to ask you that because it seems like you kind of summed it up. Like, it was the end of the competition. You were agitated. You were over it. I get it. I got you. I do want to ask you about this because recently in 2020, 2021, it's come under another set of eyes. And I spoke to Keenyah about it. I didn't get a chance to finish talking to her because she, was having things going on where she was, but she talked about it with another YouTuber. But there's been this new discussion about what happened to her at the dance photo shoot. And in a chat with me, she did describe it as assault. That's how she described it. What was your experience from being there on set, dealing with that same male model, and then you being friends with her? Did she share anything with you? Did you see anything? Like, what's your take on what happened?
We did not, none of us saw anything, but we were also not right there watching it at all times. Like, we were around the corner. Like, we were in a different little area, like where we would sit. I mean, you could probably go and take a peek, but we really weren't with them. We weren't just able to watch the whole shoot. Mm-hmm. He was like that. Like, the whole thing was guys were grinding up on you. So for us, I just thought, like, well, yeah, that's just what he was doing. I don't know anything about what he was like grunting or saying or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not saying I don't believe her. I just didn't know. Like, we weren't there for that. Right. Yeah, I just didn't know. With us, I mean, when I did my dancing, yeah, I mean, I don't recall him like grunting or anything. So I didn't have that same experience. So I don't know.
Do you remember her saying, do you remember her being vocal about her discomfort on set to Mr. J, the producers, the people who were running it?
I think so. I'm trying to recall if it was then or later. I think she was upset on set. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched the episodes in so long, and it's been a while. It's been a minute. But I think she was. I mean, I remember we all talked about it later on because the guys went to dinner with us, and she was all upset with them. Mm-hmm. But I don't really recall. I can't remember like how it went down on set.
And but then,
yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to recall. I'm like, I do remember her being upset, but I don't remember it was like, I can't really remember that moment, like mm-hmm. what was going on.
Okay.
Again, I think we were all in our own like
pocket,
right? Like, I was just more in like, again, that was right before I went home. Like, stress was high, all of it, emotions were high, but yeah.
Got it. No, I get you. Thank you for that. Thank you. And I won't ask you anymore because you said you really don't remember, so I don't want to, get caught up in that. I do want to ask you about this panel, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or jumping back, but there was a panel where you guys had to give critiques. Yeah, this is top 5 panel. Top 5 panel where you guys had to give critiques, like pluses and positives about each other's photos. Was it as shady in real life as it presented itself to us when we watched it?
It was so shady and so messed up, and let me tell you why. So Tyra went and came to dinner with us at the apartment in the model house in South Africa, and she ate with us, and we were all talking about how great we get along. And we all said that, and I was like, I'm so thankful that it's like these last girls, all 4 of us, we get along so great, and I'm just so happy that like there's just not this unnecessary drama. And I think they did air that part of me talking about it. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but I'm like, we all felt that way. We were like, oh, thank God, because it's really hard. And at least it was like the people who were left, I got along with all of them really well, And so it felt like, okay, at least it's not stuck with someone that you just can't stand, And so I remember we all were in agreement and talking about that. And then that next day at the judging panel, she has us all critique each other, and she knew that would stir the pot. That's when TV show comes into play. Like, never forget, ultimately we were on a reality show. Ultimately, that's what it was. You know what I mean? It's a reality show. They want the juice, they want fighting, and they wanted to stir the pot. So that was 100% contrived by them, because that was and it was messed up. And that's why I was so bad at it. Oh my gosh. First of all, I was just terrible at it. And I was like, in judging was like the judging panel room was probably one of the most, till this day, I've gone on all
really
and everything. That was the most nerve-wracking that I've ever felt, all of us. Kailyn, I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus here, baby, but you're not going to be mad at me for this, but she would like get like the worst like gas, you know? You know, she'd get like her stomach would always get jacked up. I mean, all of ours would. I mean, you know, we'd all be like, oh, I gotta go back or pee. Like, you're just nervous. It was just, oh my gosh, I swear I probably like grew so many more gray hairs. We're like judging panel. So I just didn't handle that well. And I didn't like being put on the spot for having to like call out these girls next to me, like about their photos or whatever. You know, I just sucked at that. I will take full responsibility. I blew. It was like, don't make me do this.
However, the girls in the comments are giving you your praises for being unofficially, but officially, the first girl to ever get that trick question about who here has the most top model potential. And you were like, me. And then you laughed it off. It was like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. And Tyra later on was like, well, Brittany, you started saying it. But whatever.
I know.
A lot of people want to know about that panel, too.
Yeah, yeah, because she's like, well, who do you think should win? And that's when Christina, that's when Christina was still there. And I was like, well, me. And I did feel that way. But, well, I'm just going to be honest. I wish I would have just stuck to my guns, yeah. But then I felt like, oh, Brittany, be a little bit more modest. Come on now, you know. But yeah, no, I mean, I did think it was best with me, but we all did. All of us wanted to win. We all thought we were the best ones.
Can you still do the deliciously tacky dance?
What did I do in that? The little
tacky.
Oh, I got my feet going.
Deliciously tacky. Okay, so Cupcakes 2 wants to know, oh my God, I love you so much. One of my favorite contestants ever. Do you think production gave you the party girl edit, or are you actually a party girl?
Okay. Yes on both accounts and no on both accounts. So let me explain that a little bit. Yeah, yes and no. Okay. 22. Let's go back to that fact right there. And yeah, I like to have like a good time. Like okay, here's the thing about me. We could go out right now and I could have not one drink. And I will still get on that bar table with you. I will still moon somebody. I will still do I don't need alcohol to be me, like at all. So for me, it was just like, I still love my wine. So it wasn't I'm not a party girl. It was just, I want to have fun. I'm a fun girl. Does that mean, I mean, I'm not like sitting there like I didn't want to just, it wasn't like I needed to go to the club, like a party girl, like I'm a clubber, you know, like whatever. It was just like, I want to have some fun, have some glass of wine at the end of the day and kick back and enjoy myself, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a party girl. I mean, gosh, definitely not now. Can't be a party girl. Had to retire that girl. She gets to come out every now and then.
Every now and
then.
I
took her out for a little ride last night.
Last night, Brittany? I thought you were going to say last month or something like that.
No, last night. No, we had, so the Super Bowl is here in Tampa. So when the Buccaneers won, you know, to make it to the Super Bowl, we got online really quick and booked for us. Oh, and let me tell you about my night out, by the way. It was to a restaurant, Ruth Chris. Woohoo! No, I mean, like, let's just laugh at the fact of what a night out for me now is. So, I mean,
Ruth Chris is a smashing place.
Oh, no, I liked Ruth Chris. It was good.
I love Ruth Chris. That's a good time to me.
Oh, that's just fun. Yeah, that's what we wanted to just go to, like, eat a night, because, you know, the town's buzzing right now. You know, it's the Super Bowl's here. So we just wanted to go to be out in it somewhere on something. So anyway, that was my night out. We were home by like 9:30. My dinner reservations were at 5:45.
Brittany, you're a mom.
I know.
You're a mother.
It's nuts. But I love being a mom. It's like my favorite thing. It's like so fun. I love it. But yeah, so yes, to answer your question, and then go back to top model. What ticked me off though was in my interview questions, they would want to bring that up with me, and I'm like, I could tell they were trying to make it more of a thing. You know what I mean? When we were talking on camera,
they're always trying to make something more of a thing.
Yeah, and it really ticked me off. I'll never forget when our person who would ask Dr. Laura would ask us our questions. She kept wanting to bring up alcohol, like, or talk about drinking. I will never forget. At one point, I was just like, I'm 100% not talking about drinking or anything to do with alcohol, so we can move on from this topic. Like, not doing it. I'm not going to give you what you want. Like, I'm not going to let you guys turn me into like this alcoholic. Do you know what I mean? Like I wasn't, and I'm not. And so it's just like, that just ticked me off. So I was like, I'm not going to let you guys put that thing on me. Like, I'm not. I like to have fun. I like to just be, I was just a free spirit kind of, whatever. And that's what I was. And then like, it's like they just had to keep like wanting to keep reiterating that, but really it was just me having a good time. And also it was a stressful situation. I wanted a glass of wine at the end of the day.
God damn it.
I know. I'm like, I'm of legal age. I'm 22. I'm going to have some wine.
Why do you think you got eliminated?
Tyra doesn't drink, so she looks down on it. What?
That's what I've heard. No, that's what I've heard from many people, that she doesn't drink
Yeah,
or
she's
smoke.
she doesn't. Right. So I think that was her. That's what I feel about All Stars. I think she just like brought me back on to kick me off. Like, I just don't think Tyra's ever liked me.
Oh, well, hold on to it. Put a pin in it, and we're going to get into it. Why do you think you were eliminated top 4 on Cycle 4, though?
So toward that one irritated me too, because they said like, Brittany, we feel like you're losing your spark. And I was like, well, where did it go? I still feel like me. I did not agree with that at all. I wasn't like losing anything. That was just an excuse. And I don't know. I really can't answer that. And like, what ticks me off is Kailyn in the dancing. Kailyn didn't do good either. I'm not saying Kailyn shouldn't have been top 2. I'm not. That's not my point. She just didn't do that good in that challenge either that day with the dancing. She even fell over. If you remember, we had to like dance and then freeze for the pose off thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she fell. Like, she like went down. Like, I'm like, okay, so she didn't excel either. So I don't really understand why I was like on the chopping block, but whatever. I think it's all political. That's what Janice Dickenson told me. She was not happy that I got sent home. And I don't know if you guys ever picked up on this or you've heard or whatever, but Janice loved me. Loved me. I was her favorite. I ran into her in the hall when we were in South Africa. They would send us down, like, not all together, because they didn't want people to pick up who, that we were their top model. So they would send us down. So one time I actually ran into her, and without cameras and nothing around, and she was like, she's like, you need to find something else to wear. You need something else to wear. Come to my room tonight, and I'll give you some clothes. I was not going to do that. I would get kicked out or whatever. She's crazy. But she told me that. She was like, come. And then she was like, I want you to win this. Like, it was me and Kailyn that came down. And she liked Kailyn too. And so she was like, so she told both of us that. But I know, and then I talked to her afterwards. And then she was really ticked. So, okay. Janice would always look at me. Always look at me when we go in for judging. She would always look, and she'd give me a little smile, or, just what, and I don't mean that meant anything, but she'd always look at me. The night they sent me home, I knew I was going home. I knew it. I knew it right when we walked in. Janice was pissed. She was pissed. And she would not look. She didn't look at me at all. And
really?
She was mad. And, her and Tyra fought. That was Janice's last show. I mean, last season was mine. They did not get along at all. And
was it obvious to you girls?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she would go. So Janice turned away. Okay. So y'all know how Janice was always on the end, right? She turned, and the cameras are here. And production, Ken Mock, all the director and all that, they're here. The judges are right there. She's on the end. She turned fully away from the cameras, had her back to them and everything. And and she was just like, she was pissed. And I was like, and she wouldn't look at me. And she always would. And she finally, and then Ken or Anthony, I can't remember the director or whatever, had to be like, Tyra, You got to look, turn around. We got to do this. You got to look around. She just was like, she was pissed. I was like, this isn't good for me. So,
boom, the chop.
So then gets good. So then, you know, me and Naima are up there, final two. Once I was up with Naima,
You knew.
I knew I was cut. I knew it. If it would have been Kailyn or even Keenyah, I would have not known necessarily. I would have thought maybe I have a shot still. But when I walked up final two with Keenyah, I was like, well, good thing my bags are packed because I am out. So when I got eliminated, and so they send me the back, and then I'm going to do like, you know, my like off cam, like my interview right after I got eliminated. And Janice came in and she told the cameras to shut them off. She told them to get out, and they listened to her. I couldn't believe it. And they were like, she's like, get out, stop, stop filming. She was like, you should have won this. She said, this is all political. She's like, just do not cry. And she was like, don't give them one tear. And I was like, and of course, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So whatever. Janice just had my back. I just think that Janice loving me so much also hurt me, because her and Tyra was never going to pick Janice's favorite to win. You know what I mean? They were like oil and water. So there's no way she was going to pick her. Like, Tyra wasn't going to pick Janice's favorite. No way. So, because Tyra even said one time, she's like, you just like her in the panel. She's like, you just like her because she's a mini you. You know? So then Tyra is looking at me like I'm a mini Janice. And she doesn't like Janice. So it doesn't take a lot of, you know, to connect the dots too far to see that I wasn't her favorite person in the world, you know? So, yeah. So that was sad for me. But then I just, you know, I said my goodbyes and I didn't cry. And I was like, all right, it is what it is. And then I went to a wine vineyard the next day once I were kicked out. You know, we're still in South Africa. So our wrangler, who would like wrangle the girls who've been eliminated, she's like, what do you want to do today? She's like, I found a good wine vineyard here, because she knew. I was like, let's go.
You and
Mama's
Janice.
gonna drink. No, the wrangler.
Oh,
so
gotcha. Okay.
I did see Janice again. See, they keep you from them. They don't ever want you to see the judges after you've been eliminated again. So I did see Janice again in South Africa, and she tried to give me her phone number. And my wrangler was like, Janice, no, stop. You know, you shouldn't be doing this. And I was like, what's the big deal? Let her give me her number if she wants to give me her number. Like, it was so stupid. But the wrangler, I guess, was just trying to do her job. But it was really annoying. So I was like, let her give it to me. But then I did run into Janice out, like, in the real world. We'd done a show together, and but we ran in together in New York, and we went out and like had a quite a little night one night. That was fun. She was trying to pawn me off on this guy. I'm like, I'm not interested. She's like, kiss him. She's like, kiss him. We were like at this guy's apartment. I'm like, I'm not kissing. I was like, you can't tell me what to do. You can't roll me around again like I'm one of your contestants on the show. I'm like, I'm not making out with this old dude. No.
Shout out to, I want to talk to Janice so bad.
Oh, she's a hoot.
If anyone knows Janice Dickenson, please give me an early Christmas present and hook it up, because
she'll do it.
I would love to talk to her.
I think she'll do it. I think she'll talk with you for sure. Yeah, that'll be fun one to watch.
Well, hold on, before we get off this, because I want you to pour while it's piping. Oh. You know, when the tea gets piping in front of my face, I start to stutter, because I'm just like, girl, I can't believe I'm getting all this right now. But listen, did you ever see Janice and Tyra like go back and forth, or like
a little bit? They really
moments?
would try to do it in front of us, you know, when we were out there. But it would get a little bit sometimes, and Tyra would be like, Janice, stop. You know, she would like shut it down. Yeah. So we didn't see them have full, but yeah, Janice would get snippy and say things to Tyra and be like, you know, there's a little like, claws would come out.
Did you walk in the final photo shoot? I mean, the final runway?
Sure did, yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome and terrifying. We were in these big heels and clear, and then we were walking in the water. It was super fabulous, and it was super, super sad because like I was so close, you know. So it was like it felt sad. It felt like you're in the show, but you're not in the show. You know what I mean? Like you're out, like you've been kicked off. So I don't know. It was a bittersweet moment. It was really cool to be able to do that because it's such a cool runway. But at the same time, it was very like this isn't me. Like I'm off the show. I'm not even being aired anymore. Like this sucks. Yeah. Same. Just so you know, I was in the final runway show of All Stars too.
We're gonna get into All Stars.
Yeah, I was there. I was in Greece.
We're going to get all started on All Stars.
Yeah.
I just always wanted to say that. All started. Okay. What are your opinions on your experiences with production during Cycle 4?
With production, I mean, I didn't really have any issue with production as much as like that thing I told you with Dr. Laura, you know, like just don't make me say things that I don't want to talk about. And don't make me, I'm not going to let you write my narrative for me, you know, like make me turn me into this like alcoholic or whatever. I will tell you this, Larry Barron, who is the, I think vice president of Fremantle Media. I loved Larry Barron. He actually just passed away. It's super sad. I loved Larry, and he would like sometimes come on some of the sets. But one of them, the Wonder Bra shoot, you guys will get a kick out of this. As I'm saying, I'm not a party girl, but this is funny. We didn't have alcohol in the house. Like there was no, like they didn't like, just, it wasn't a thing. They didn't allow it or whatever. And I remember at that photo shoot, I was like, Larry, cause like we had the big guns were at that shoot. Of course, the big guys were coming to the Wonder Bra shoot. And so anyway, no, I'm just joking. But Larry came and I was like, Larry, we need to I won't have wine in the house. Like we need to have wine in the house. And he was like, they start talking about it. He gets the attorneys on the phone to like check in on it and see how we could, you know, whatever. I'm like, look, they're like, yeah, but there's girls that are like, you know, 18. I'm like, my argument was there's cameras everywhere. And if they drink, kick them off the show. Win-win for me. Get rid of one of them. And I get my glass of wine. I love this scenario. So let's bring it. Well, anyway, I said, and by the way, Larry, y'all know it's going to be good TV to get all these girls sauced up, including myself. Like, let us, like, because we were in that stupid house in downtown, that apartment thing in downtown LA with nothing to do. It was so boring. I'm like, just give me a little wine. Let me have some fun.
Give me a little grape.
Yeah, give me a little grape. Give me some grapes. So we did. So he got the attorney on the phone, and they whatever did they needed to do, and he was like, okay. And on the way home from that photo shoot, we went by Ralph's grocery store, Rock and Roll Ralph's on Sunset Boulevard, and I ran it. They like, all right, Brittany, lead the pack. So I got a list, everybody's booze list. And I went, let me tell you, I felt free. That was like, oh my gosh, it was one of those moments. I was like walking through a grocery store, something we had not done in like weeks and weeks. And I felt like a normal person again. I had a cart and I was like, oh, this is so wonderful. I'm like a normal person again shopping. And I got all of our booze lists and we went home. We had ourselves a sweet little party and it was fun. So,
nice.
So I got booze in the house. So that was just a little bit about production. That was kind of fun. And I've told girls after that, other seasons, I was like, you're welcome for having alcohol in the house, by the way. That was
trendsetter. Icon.
Yeah.
Icon.
The booze icon.
So I have two questions. I want to switch gears and go into All Stars. Are we still good on time?
Yeah, I'm fine. The kids are still out.
Okay. Did you need to get up and did you want to get up and go and do something right fast and come back?
No, I'm good. I think this boob might start leaking soon, but with milk. But you guys can't see that anyway. So
right.
Down on myself, I'll be fine.
No, you sure?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm good.
Okay. So then we get into All Stars. What makes Brittany come back to All Stars?
I mean,
I
I
was
was
kind of shocked you
excited
did it,
for
to
it.
be honest.
You what?
I was when the cast got announced, I was shocked to see you. Not because I didn't think you deserved to do it. You were one of my faves. I just didn't think you would do it.
I was excited to do it again. After Top Model, like afterwards, was a lot of fun. Like I enjoyed it. It was a different. I don't know. I was kind of like. I was kind of like, yeah, why not? I'm honored to be asked, and I was just like, I don't know. I just thought, why not do it? You know, like let's do it again. I was definitely nervous about certain things again, like just that feeling of being trapped.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it'd be different this time around because we were like all stars at this point, and I knew that we would make money from it this time too. So that was also a bonus because the first time we didn't really make anything off of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I was just down to kind of, why not?
Why not? Okay.
Yeah.
So, because there's a lot of questions about you and All Stars, as I'm sure you know. So you get into the All Stars house and you see everyone who is there. What's your first reaction to seeing the different people?
Okay, so one reaction, I didn't know all of them. After Top Model, my season, I didn't watch immediately for a while. Like, it's just kind of too close to home. Like, you just went through all that, and I could feel, it kind of brings back some of that stress you feel, like in judging that I was telling you guys about. So I would watch it and I would just be like, it would just bring back emotions again, like not all good, So I didn't know a good amount of the girls in the house. So to me, it was a lot of first impressions. And I was like, I was kind of like, just figuring out everybody. And like, I had no clue what some of them, how they were on their season, nothing. Like Allison, I had no clue anything about her. And so I just knew she looked like this doll, and like, I just didn't know anything about her personally. And so that was just, interesting. So I was just kind of just starting all over again, fresh, figuring out everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the fans right now are begging me right now to do a roll call. And I'm not going to do a roll call this time, guys. I'm not going to do a roll call this time. We're going to allow Miss Brittany to talk about who she wants to talk about in this particular cycle because, and Brittany, you sit back, and if you want to get off the camera, you can. So no one even puts you up with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
If anyone
gives me to get off Brittany, camera?
If you want to, feel free to stay. But what I'm going to say is, if anyone gives Miss Brittany any issues, you have to come see me.
Love it.
And we shall carry on. Okay, so let's talk about in All Stars when you girls go out there on the runway and you guys see all the fans and you see judges. Nicki Minaj is there. I was like, oh, Nicki Minaj is there. All that stuff. Talk about that experience for you.
God, that was really nerve-wracking. That was like our first moment back on, and oh gosh, I remember being like, all of our nerves were pretty heightened. It was crazy. I mean, it was fun though. Like, I was so nervous, but once you got out there, I was just like, oh my gosh, being with all the fans, and like, that was a pretty cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. Oh, yeah. Till later. But yeah. It was...
What were your thoughts on that photo shoot in the house? I was like, as a fan watching it at home, that's when I knew it was going to be a sham. Because in my brain, you girls make us wait 17 cycles for an all-star season. Because I honestly thought we were going to get an all-star season cycle 10 or cycle 11. I thought we were going to let 10 cycles go by, then we'll do an all-star. But y'all wait till cycle 17 to get all these girls back. This is iconic for Top Model. And you're going to waste all of our time, eyeballs, on this photo shoot in this house of them doing their personalities. Talk about it for us.
So stupid. I mean, there's really not much to tell. It was just awful. Yeah, it was like, it was unlike anything we had done, obviously, from my original cycle. It was very generic. So it was like, we just went up and it was just like, okay, you be the party girl. Okay. I mean, it was just a generic, uneventful shoot.
So Evan Maxwell is saying and wants to know, I was so pissed when she got eliminated first on All Stars. Did she think that it was made up by producers that nobody in the live audience remembered her? I don't believe
Yeah, it was 100% made up. I'm telling you guys, I think she brought me back to kick me off. Like, people were all yelling my name. Like, I was right there. What? It's so stupid. And anyone that watches Cycle 4, they know who I am. You know what I mean? Like that's so dumb. Like, I've never, whatever. I thought that was the dumbest. I was like, please just give me a different, call me fat. Call me anything. Say, like, you're just not, you don't have the look anymore. Call me old. Call me anything. Don't say I was unmemorable, that people didn't know who you were. Remember how she said it? She said, people just didn't know who you were. I was like, who? Yeah. Would you find the one person in the audience that was like, I don't remember her? So it felt very, yeah, I was pissed. I'm still pissed. I'm still salty.
No, I'm salty too, because it's like, and I don't know whose decision it was, but you're not going to play on our top model intelligence. The top model true fans, us true stans and fans out there in the world, you girls will forever be iconic in our brains, hearts, and minds. And even me doing these chats, meeting you girls virtually, on the inside, please know that every time it says connecting and then it connects, the inside of me, I explode. I also show you guys me exploding, but I'm exploding because I'm like, this is an important person to me. So for her to say that no one doesn't remember Brittany from Cycle 4 of America's Next Top Model. Now, Tyra, now I've never had to really tear you up before, but I slightly want to tear you up because that is so false.
And also, like, why did you bring me on Top Model then? Why would you bring me on All Stars? Mm-hmm. If like I wasn't memorable, like, why did I get called? I don't know. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, call me anything else, call me whatever, but don't say that I was not memorable.
So Malik93 wants to know, it was rumored that Brittany talked about her getting Botox on the first episode of All Stars. Is this true? And that Tyra wasn't happy about you speaking on that.
I don't know if she wasn't happy about it, but she said, yeah, I ran a med spa back then. And so she was like talking about like, well, have you had any yet? I haven't had any since I've had my baby, as you can see. But heck yes, I was like, I'm a little Bo curious. I might be a little Bo curious. I made a joke about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely was. I had Botox. That's all I had done. I mean, Botox to me is a magic sauce. Juice, whatever. Put it in me. Like, to me, it just takes your, like, I need to go get it. I can't get Botox while you're pregnant. And since the baby, I haven't gotten any yet. But I was like, all those little lines will just go away nicely.
How does it feel when they're like, I've never gotten it? How does it feel?
It's not bad. Well, you don't need any. You're great. It's not bad. It's like, it's just pretty. It's just like little. It's a needle and little pricks in your forehead. You just lay there and it's real quick. Doesn't take long. It's very fast. But yeah, she brought it up, but I don't think she like. But then again, yes, she may not like me because I did Botox and I drink wine. Who knows? Who knows what Tyra and Janice likes me? Who knows what reasons Tyra had for getting rid of me?
So Dastros wants to know, how long was she in Top Model All-Star Elimination Prison for? And what does a day in the life of an eliminated contestant look like?
I was in the prison pretty much the whole time. I got to go home like maybe like 2 weeks, maybe a week, like 1 week, not 2 weeks. It was probably like maybe 1 week before I left they flew me to Greece. So I did get to go home eventually, but they put us up in a hotel, an extended stay hotel. So I had like, a little kitchenette in my room and all that. And again, we have a talent wrangler. She's our wrangler. She keeps us every day. So we had to keep going. All Stars, that we had to keep going on every single shoot, everything. I was there because a lot of the challenges and things were out in public, and people, you can't hide us anymore. People know who we are, and they know that they're filming All Stars. So they had to have us at everything to like try to throw people off the scent that I was eliminated first. All of us that were eliminated in the beginning. So day to day though, like if there was nothing for us to go do, then we got to do whatever we want. We with the permission of the wrangler. Like since I was eliminated first, it was really nice in the beginning. Me and Michelle, who was my wrangler, we became friends. We would just go do things. You know, we could just go to lunch, go shopping. Like her and I would just hang out. But once more girls started coming in, then we still got to do things. But then it was obviously like, no, we just didn't get to do whatever I wanted. You know, we had to like all figure out and do things all together and agree on it. Yeah, because you couldn't. You had to go. Like you had to go with them. Like it wasn't like I'm just gonna stay in my room. Then I don't feel like doing that. Like no, we all had to go out all the time. Like to do things. So, so yeah, that part got old. But yeah, then I went home for like a few days, and then they were like, okay, we're going to take you to Greece. And I was just like, all right. I've always wanted to go to Greece. I hadn't been yet. So I was super pumped about that. And then, oh gosh, drama happened with that. And I'll get in that when you want me to. But that turned out being a fun thing that was going to be Greece and being able to like see the island of Crete and have a blast. And it was for a few days till Shannon had to mess it up for us.
And how did Shannon mess it up for y'all?
I love Shannon, by the way. So Shannon, if you're watching, so much love. She got eliminated and she was not happy about it. She did not take it well. She's pissed. That's fine. Everyone has their, I get it. So she was not happy. Well, apparently we were out at dinner and then there was someone in the street that said, Shannon, number 7. I think she was eliminated 7th. Said 7th, and he knew that she was eliminated. And she was just like so upset that people knew that he found out. Like, and I told her, because I was like president of Kicked Offville. So I knew like all the rules and I knew like what you do and don't do and what you do, all like, and so me and our wrangler was like, I was like, Michelle, I was like, shut up. Do not, because she was like, this is ridiculous. Well, I mean, everybody already knows I'm kicked off and da 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 da. Well, I just said, do not tell anybody that you saw that he said that. I go, you cannot tell production. We will get put in like lockdown. You cannot tell them, because they were like super heightened, because they didn't want it leaking who's been eliminated. So they were giving us a lot of leeway in Greece because they felt it was fine. Soon as Shannon did that, she told the next day we were leaving, we were going to go to a shoot to be like the decoys. Shannon said, well, I don't even know why we have to go. They already know I'm eliminated anyway. And then told her, and they got real serious. Everything got shut down. We didn't go to the shoot that day. It was crazy. Or we did, but they didn't, we didn't do what we were going to do. Like, it was nuts. And then after that moment, we were all on lockdown in our rooms. No more going out to dinners. No more going and walking around Crete and shopping. And I was pissed. They should film the after show. They should film the people getting kicked off. I tell you what, there's more drama almost after the fact. Because I was never in that. I never had that experience afterwards. You know what I mean? Like my first time around, it was only one day. And then we were back on set and I had to be in the last final runway show. I was never like this long in the house as I was obviously the first time. I mean, then All Stars. So I was just so upset with Shannon. I was probably pretty mean to her too. Because I was just so mad. I'm like, you don't even know what you just did. You just ruined it. You ruined it. We are all going to be in our rooms, and we got completely locked down. It was awful. So we had to get real creative. Luckily, we're in this beautiful resort where we all had our own pool to our room. And Isis was my roommate. Me and Isis were 2 peas and a freaking pod. That is my girl. I love her. So thank God I had Isis with me, because we just kept ourselves entertained and laughed so much. But anyway, we would just go out and like get in the pool and stuff. But like we figured a way that you could like walk along the pool, because you could walk along the gate somehow and get to other rooms. So we would squeeze through these things to get to our other girls' rooms, so at least we could hang out with more people. Like, I mean, when I talk about lockdown, like, it had us on lockdown. I was pissed. It was awful. Yeah, I was really annoyed with her for a while, and I definitely like held on to it for a little bit. Not after the show, but like while we were still there, I was like, I couldn't get over it. I was like, oh, I'm so mad. Do you see what you did? Are you happy now?
You brought up ISIS. Wait, what?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, because we were just having a really good time. Like,
yeah, and then Shannon came and messed it up.
We were on vacation in Greece. That's how it was. We were on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, we were like out shopping, having drinks, having like dinners and lunches out, and like walking all over the island. It was great. I was like, I'll be a decoy all day long. I'd already moved on from the fact that I had eliminated. You know, I was on vacation mode. So it was like really bad when they had to like quarantine us. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awful.
So you bring up ISIS, and when I spoke to ISIS a couple of weeks ago, she talked about this story where you hooked her up with this Grecian man. Do you remember this? What's your side of this fairy tale?
Oh, there's not much to it except for the fact of like, she liked this guy, and where I was like, well, let's just make this happen. You know, we were just bored in our rooms and like would figure out a way to make anything happen. But yeah, I got a guy in a room. I almost forgot about that. She brought that up with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did. We were just hilarious together. We like, our room was 115, and so we'd be out and we'd see people and be like,
115. Oh,
trying to get people to our rooms and stuff, just having fun. But yeah, I definitely got her. I got her to have some fun.
Okay, well, I want to ask you about your opinions on Miss Tyra Banks during your top model tenure. This is cycle 4, and of course you came back for cycle 17. You've already shared with us that, you know, you don't think she was the most fond of you for the reasons you've already stated. Is there anything else you want to flesh out in regards to you and Tyra?
No, you know, I will say that I did Tyra's, I was on her talk show in LA like 6 times. I mean, she brought me around. I have so much to be grateful for her, you know, but like, what people don't really understand, and I'm not really faulting her for this, but everyone thinks that like Tyra is more of like a mommy figure or whatever, or like more like comforting than she really is. Like, we did a shoot for the talk show, and it's when she had to wear the fat suit, and she went out to see how people treated her. Well, I was on the same episode, and I was with Tyra in the trailer, and they put like a prosthetic nose on me, fake teeth, and I had glasses on, and I was supposed to be like, be me, like have a good personality. How do people treat a girl with a good personality, but that doesn't have, you know, the look? And whatever, I was on the same one as her, and it's just odd. Like, we were sitting in her trailer getting ready to go in and do this thing, and I'll never forget, she just didn't talk to me. I'm sitting right next to her, and there's no one else in the trailer. Like, there's like one other person. Like, she had her whole team of people, and you know, like, she's busy. It was just me and Tyra and like a hair person or something, and like she didn't ask me any questions. You know, it was so uncomfortable. Here's someone that's like, I did her show, you know, I was on your show, like, and I made it to the end on your show. Like, we have a thing. Like, I just felt like, why can't you even fake it? You're a talk show host. Why can't you even be like, well, how are you doing? So you're living in LA now, like. And I'd been like, yeah, I'm living here. Like, okay, what agency are you with? You know, I mean, there's like so many generic things she could have asked me, and she didn't ask me anything. Like, I thought that was rude and weird. Like, I look up to you. You have a career. You're way bigger than me. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one. You're the icon. You're the Tyra. You're that. I'm just some little, like, one of your contestants. Why can't you just be nice? Why can't you just ask me something? Like, about myself, like, how am I doing? Like, how am I like in LA? Okay, you're with Next. How's Next treating you? oh, I know Next. You know this person over at Next. Da, 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 da. Like, it just, it just kind of hurt my feelings. Like, that I just didn't get, like, and I did her talk show several times. And even when we were in All Stars, when we were in Greece, she came over and I was reading a book that was written about the island Crete, and I bought it and I was reading the book, and she's like, oh, how is that? Da, da, da. And I was like, oh, wow, she's talking to me. I can't believe this. And and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. Da, 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 da. And then she's like, yeah, I just wrote a book. That's when she wrote her book. And she's like, I wrote a book, and da, da, da. And then she just started talking all about herself. And I was like, shocker. Tyra's going to sit here and talk all about herself without asking. Like, that was the only thing she asked, was like, oh, how is it? About a book. And then she just sat there and talked about herself the rest of the time. And it's just like, I don't know. That's the part that disappoints me about Tyra. I wish I had more, like, I wish I could defend her more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wish I could be like, because I am grateful. I got a great opportunity. I was on the show. I am very grateful for that. I'm even grateful that they brought me back for All Stars. Like, I'm not one of these people that are going to sit around and, like, like, blame everything, whatever. It is what it is. It's a TV show. It's not making my life worse. It's not making it anything. It's just, I did it. It was fun, and I've moved on. But I just wish I could defend her more. Do you know what I mean? I wish I had more, like, something I could say more positive. Like, I could be like, you know what? She is just, every time I've done anything for her, done her show, she's just been super sweet to me. Because she's tried to help me, and, like, she even put me in charge with this agency. And I can't say that. And that bums me out. I wish I could say that. I wish I had nicer things to say.
I think that is one of the, I don't want to say best, but I really love that response where you said you wish you could say nice things about her. You wish you could defend her.
Yeah, I do. I wish there was more to say. All I can say is thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me this platform that I was able to work off of and do things with. And it's brought me a lot of other great opportunities because I've done Top Model. So I am very grateful for that. Like, very. So that is the positive I can give for the situation. But I can't, there's nothing much more I can say.
What are your thoughts on how All Stars ended with Angela being stripped of her title?
That is crazy. That's just one of those weird things. Like, there's been so much speculation about, like, did they know? Was it because she was a prostitute? Was she like, it was just all these things which I've never really gotten a real answer on. This was just all the stuff that was buzzing around during that time. They said they took it away from, I still don't know. And it's always been so hush hush about it. I don't know. You've done a lot of these interviews. Have you ever gotten any good answers about that? Or?
Okay, so here's what I've gathered. Here's what I'm inferring. So I'm going to give a disclaimer. I don't know the answer 100%. However, from doing all of these chats, and then the fans sending me different documented legal documents and stuff like that, this is my inference. This is what I'm inferring. What I'm inferring.
Oh, sorry. I just read someone said escort, not a pro. Sorry. I don't know.
Gotcha.
All those words were being thrown around back then. So I'm just saying what I have no idea. I really don't.
So from my understanding, okay. I don't know if I should. Okay, from my understanding, Angela had potentially spilled that she won the show. That she maybe on social media had said something, or she was being vocal that she had won the show in some type of way. It got back. Now from there, I'm not sure how the idea of her escorting and all of that stuff came into play, when before she said she had already told them that the first time she went through. But I believe that was the reason they tried, that was the reason on paper that they tried to use. From my chat with Nigel, I heard him say that there was a non-disclosure agreement signed between Angela and the network regarding the title being taken away or whatever. Now, Miss Brittany, the girls have also sent me documents of the court papers and stuff like that. And I care about it, but I don't really care about it too much. So I didn't read it. I just kind of thumb through it.
Yeah.
And I was asking them to paraphrase or whatnot. But it is my belief that maybe there was some type of settlement agreement, something. I don't know. No one has told me this verbatim, but I'm inferring that maybe there was some type of something where they came into agreement where she can't really talk about, like still to this day, probably can't talk about in fully what happened because maybe she did get some compensation from the lawsuit that she put
Right. I bet
against them.
she did. I bet she did. I would think so.
That's Oliver's.
Yeah.
That's Oliver's spill about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. And I
But
guess I've kind of been the same thing, you know, with me. I'm like, doesn't really affect me. I'm not really looking too much into it.
mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. Yeah, I never knew really what happened there.
Gotcha. Who were some of your favorite judges other than Janice? Who were some of your favorite judges?
Oh, I like Nigel. I thought he was always pretty fair and pretty even. I liked Matthew as a guest judge from my original cycle.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of funny. He was like, the plus side Brittany is you're a fool. The bad side Brittany is you're a fool.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty funny with that. I remember Sandy Bass. She was a good judge. I'm just trying to think of like, but I mean, who doesn't love Nole? I always like Nole too. I think it just felt very like fair, authentic, you know.
Gotcha. And then
I didn't dislike anybody. I didn't even dislike Tyra. I desperately wanted her approval. You know what I mean? Like
so many of y'all do. Yeah.
I just wanted her approval. I wanted her to like me. I was so desperate for it, you know? So it wasn't like I ever sit there. I just knew and figured out as time went on that Tyra, that's because of Janice liking me, that wasn't going to be too good for me.
Yikes. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions. And while I'm asking these 2 last questions, the people out there who got badges, there's currently 5 badges. Don't nobody get no more. For the people who got badges, go ahead and load the live chat with your questions for Ms. Brittany. I'm going to ask them live. Then we're going to get out of here because it's Super Bowl Sunday. Yes, I want to know, what did Brittany do post Top Model? Like, tell us some of the most amazing things that you've been able to do, accomplish since leaving the show. Because you said you were able to get a lot of opportunities by being a part of it.
Oh man, after Top Model 4, I did a lot of really cool stuff. I've worked for Calvin Klein, J-Lo did her big show. I've done, I was on Loving, which is a TV show that was on UPN that lasted, or it's on CW. My character's name was Honey, and I got to work for that hunky Rick Fox. And then I don't know. I was on like the Big and 05 VH1 Awards. Like it's just like a lot of fun stuff. I got the Battle of the Network reality stars. They put me on their show, and I got to meet a lot of cool people. That's how I met Burton at the time. He ended up being my boyfriend. Was he from that? God, I'm gonna like think of it later. And be like, I can't believe I forgot to say this. But yeah, and then I mean, I've worked in Vegas too, because I got my agency there. So I've done a lot of jobs in Vegas and worked for Taylor Swift. I got to do cool things with her. So yeah, just just a lot of stuff. Just a lot of jobs and a lot of all cool things. I've flown all over. I went back to South Africa for a job afterwards for Von Dutch.
Oh, congrats.
Von Dutch was a thing. Yep. So I went back to South Africa and worked there. And yeah, it's cool. Some cool stuff.
So Soren Kemp wants to know, I absolutely love Brittany on the show, and she's just as great now. I thought her and Kailyn should have been top 2. On All Stars, who was flown out as decoys? Who do you remember being flown out as decoys with you?
On All Stars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Isis, because she was already gone. Crap. Who else did they fly out? Was it? I think it was just us 2. They just brought us, and then the trickle down with people getting eliminated in Greece.
Oh.
Then that's when I made sure Laura moved to our room. That's right. Oh my gosh. Dominique, they put Laura with Dominique. Sorry, Dominique. So sorry. Laura just had to get out of there.
What was Dominique doing to the girls?
She's just like a horse of a different color or something, that one. You know, she's fine. I have no, but full time, like in the room with her, Laura was just telling her, she would be like, hey, what are you doing? What are you reading? Is that good? Like, she was just like Laura was just like, God, you really, I wish you could have talked to Laura about this. Because it was really funny, the stuff. She was like, I got to get out of this room. Oh my gosh. And she would like, I don't know. It was just, she was just driving Laura nuts. And at the time, it was just funny stuff. And so we were like, just come stay in our room. So she did. So Laura ended up moving over to me and Isa's room. We all just shared the room together. And so, yeah. But yeah, so we were the only decoys brought to Greece. And then,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Rainey Malone wants to know if you could do another photo shoot from another cycle, which one would it be?
Ooh. Gosh. You know which one of the shoots that always stood out in my mind that was kind of cool was that spider one from cycle 3 that Eve like filled it in. I just loved that with the big tarantula. I don't know. That was a cool one.
They gave you guys a crocodile.
Yeah, we had a crocodile. Yeah. What was her name? Mary, I think. Little Mary. Mary was heavily sedated. Mary was loving life on that girl. She was
on the now, down to the now.
She was out of it. Yeah. So that was fun.
How I'm feeling now is asking, what did you do for Taylor Swift?
Oh, it was for the big iHeartRadio concert, and I got to be with her in a scene with like a big Vegas showgirl thing on. And she was the host of it. So I got to like hang out with her and like talk with her. It was like what I did with her on camera was pretty quick for the opening of it. But I was just like standing there. And this is when Shake It Off was huge. Oh. And I did not know who I'd be working with. They just said I'd be working with a big celebrity the next day. They weren't like releasing it because they didn't want it to get out. So I had no idea. So I filmed the night before I had this job. I was in my living room doing this whole like Shake It Off routine. Like I loved that song. And I was like filming it. And so I got to hang out. We were having dinner after the thing. And I was like talking to the director. And I was like, oh my God, you have no idea. I was like, showed him the video of me doing this. And he was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. And he's like, you should have shown Taylor this. She would have loved it. I'm like, I just didn't know. I didn't want to be like, this was me last night with your song.
Right. Be weird. I know. Oh, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, she was so sweet.
So Cozy is asking, what was your favorite photo shoot on Cycle 4? Her favorite photo of you is the Zodiac one.
Oh, I love that one. But my favorite shoot was by far the mud, me in the mud and the waterfall. What
was your least favorite?
I would say my least favorite was the dancing one, the one that I got eliminated on.
Lucas _ we. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's German. Am I supposed to say V? I'm sorry. In Cycle 4, what did you think about your makeover?
Lack thereof. They really didn't do much to me. They just gave me, they didn't do anything. I already had bangs coming in the show, and then they just blunted them out more and just put like some hair color on that I already had. And I don't know, it was boring. I was like, I was kind of excited about that, like that I didn't get anything crazy. But then again, I'm like, give a girl an extension, something. Like, give me some zhuzh. Because I was jealous of like Christina and Rebecca
Tiffany.
and Kailyn and Tiffany and I thought, yeah, who else did? I even think Keenyah got it, but
eventually later on.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. So I was definitely like, well, dang, I wanted some extensions, but yeah, that's why I love that Wonder Bra shoot so much, because they put that big hair on her. Because I said
this is what they was talking about, Brittany. This is what they was talking about.
Yeah, I said in my interview, like back at semifinals to get in the house. Remember, I was like, I want some big hair. I told Tyra, I'm like, I love your hair. I love big hair. I want big hair. And so I was like, dang it. wish I wanted some big hair.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you all this. Now with All Stars, so y'all know I didn't make it to the, the part to makeovers. So I went and gave myself a makeover. I hadn't had any extensions still to that point, and I went and got some Cher extensions. I needed to feel good. That's what I needed to do to make myself feel pretty. I went and got some diva hair that all the way down to my bed. I look like a Kardashian. And funny story, we had a shoot with the Kardashians on the beach in Santa Monica, and I felt like I blended right in with them because my hair was like, I had this it's when they all had the really dark, long hair, and then I had that too. It's like dark hair, like Cher hair. I loved it. So fun.
Brittany, you are a hoot. You are a hoot. Rashid, who goes? I'm just thinking, who goes and gets their own hair extensions? Bitch, I'm about to shut y'all down. Only Brittany.
I did. I needed it. I needed that. I was just. I needed to feel like a diva. And so they were laughing because I went and spent I don't even know, I paid $1,800 on it. You know what I mean? It's with the hair and the thing. I just was I need to feel.
How much you spent on your hair, Brittany?
What?
How much you spent on your hair?
I was $1,800. It was expensive. It was my first time having extensions. I was dang it. I was I'll spend this money. I don't care. I need to feel I want to walk in the next shoot. Because, I had to be around them all the time still, even though I was kicked off. I had to be with them all the time. I'm well, I'm going to have my own makeover. And so I did.
If real is what you feel, then feeling it always real.
Oh, I loved it. I felt, that was some fun hair.
Rashid is asking, were you only allowed to do Tyra's talk show, or were you contractually allowed to do others?
We were allowed to do others. They right in the beginning, they wanted you to kind of we had to kind of get permission if we were going to do another show or something, because that was in our contract. But I could have done other. Oh, I was on Jay Leno's show and I never got anyone. Oh no, Top Model brought me on for that, so that's why. But I never. No, we could have done something else. But I mean, no one else was knocking down that door. Really, I would have done any show that came around. But Tyra just kept bringing me on hers.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. I only asked one question per person just so we can get through, because we've been chatting for almost 2.5 hours. It's been a long time.
Oh, and sorry, I'm reading some comments about the hair. No, I literally spent my whole check on that hair, just so y'all know. I went and got all the human whatever, and then had getting it done, and it probably wasn't $1,800. I know I'm exaggerating maybe a little bit, but I mean it was over $1,000. But I didn't care. You bruise a girl's ego. She doesn't care. I was I want some beauty. I need to feel pretty. I need to feel it.
Did you get in the salad bowl in Greece?
I did not. I did not do that shoot. Nope.
And I feel so bad because every time I hear people talk about the salad bowl, they were it was hot and they didn't change it out and it was sticky. But that is so my favorite photo from that cycle. That's my favorite photo shoot from that cycle.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, I was very happy. I think we were there somewhere, but we didn't have to do the shoot. And yes, they were all saying that it was gross.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who got a badge. Thank you guys so much. I believe I asked all of your questions. If not, just DM me and I'll get you situated. My last question to you, before I ask if you have anything that you want to share with us or plug, is if you were standing before Tyra Banks right now in 2021, what would you say?
I'd be nice. Hey, girl, how are you? I'm not one that's going to go off or be weird with anyone. You know what I mean? Hey, girl, how are you? Remember me? You don't remember me. Right. That's right. You don't remember me. I'm memorable.
Ooh, ding, 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 ding. Oh, that was, yeah. No, I'm just playing.
What are you going to do?
Right. Hey, quick question. I don't know if you know, but to the people out there watching, is Tyra Smythe's cream out or is she still developing it? Can you purchase it?
I don't think it's out yet.
Is it out?
I don't think it's out. I haven't seen it anywhere yet, but I mean, it's probably got to be close to being out because I've seen her make her talk show rounds on it. So I feel like you don't do that unless it's ready to go.
listen to the people over there at Tyra's camp, because I know you watch the head nerd in charge. Send me some Smize cream, please. I would love to have some.
I want to try it. Yeah.
Send me some Smize cream. You know, I'm out here doing all this top model content for y'all. The people are.
You do need it.
Send the nerd some Smize cream, Tyra. Get it.
You need it.
If you want to get into heaven, Tyra, send Oliver some Smize cream.
I love it.
Brittany, is there anything that you would love to plug or share with us about what you're doing? What are you doing nowadays?
Well, okay, so the reason why you guys are getting such a boring wall behind me and there's nothing special about what's going on here is we are currently building a home here in Tampa. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be ready in December and now it's March, mm-hmm. of course. So we're going to, so right now, I mean, I just had a baby. December 10th is when he was born. Congrats. And so obviously I've just been pregnant. I lost my dad, unfortunately, this year in August. So it's just been a crappy year of COVID. I got COVID right before I had the baby. I was so scared. Like, I did not want the baby to come in while I had COVID. Like, I was real nervous about that. So it's been kind of a crappy year. It's been a crappy year for all of us. I'm not trying to be like, violent over here. It's just been never been so excited for 2021. Hopefully the new things on the horizon. But right now I'm just momming it and ready to move into our house. I still have my agency. My agents are actually in Vegas. I still have them and I book, sometimes I'll direct book and go back in for certain jobs and stuff. But since I've had the baby, of course I'm still like, he's only 7 weeks old. So I'm not
doing work right now.
No, not yet. No, I will once I get back. But the jobs change.
You look fab.
Thank you. I'll just keep working. I'll just keep working as long as they keep hiring me. I don't care what it is. I'll do Depends. I'll do anything. Whatever job it is, you know what I mean? Like, I get older, but the jobs change too. Like, I was a mom in a Honda commercial. I was like, hey, I'll be a mom in a Honda commercial.
In my fantasy, because I think Joanna does live in Florida, but wait, is it somewhere near Tampa?
She does. She lives in, I love Joanna. We actually spoke last night. Hey, girl. She lives in Jacksonville.
In my fantasy, you two are like friends because like you guys remind me so much of each other. Not like personality, but like just how grand and luscious and nails and fabulous. And
I love her.
I just
That's
want
a
y'all to be
compliment,
the Real
and we are
Housewives
friends.
of ex-top model contestants of Florida.
We are. I met her doing a job together for SU. Shout out to SU Magazine. And I clicked with her. I think she's just such a sweetheart. So yeah, we were just talking about her coming down at some point when we get the house finished and spending the night with us, staying with us. So we might have to do a little thing and post with me and her together for you guys.
That makes a lot of sense in my fantasy.
Yeah. So your fantasy is pretty accurate.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. This is great. Brittany, I thank you so freaking much for doing this with me. This is so freaking cool.
This was so fun.
Cycle 4, I vividly remember where I was and like how old I was, where we were living, on all of that, what my room looks like, everything. So cycle 4, cycle 6 are like special to me.
It's like nostalgic.
Because it brings back other memories.
Yeah, it feels like home or like childhood.
Yeah. So thank you so much for taking all of us down memory lane. You were smashing. You were just freaking stunning. And I am so excited and grateful and so grateful.
And thank you guys all for commenting in. I didn't get to read a lot of them. Can I read these later? I'm so bad at this stuff. I'm like an old lady.
After we end, they will disappear. However, this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. And for everyone who's watching, like, Oliver, where are the other YouTube videos? Well, I knew it was Super Bowl weekend. No one's really on the internet right now. So I'm going to start premiering the this chat and the other chats that I've done in the last couple of days, starting Monday, tomorrow. But yeah, you can look at new comments there.
Okay, perfect. So I'll go there. And then also for you guys still watching, if anyone did have a question that I just didn't see or we didn't get to, I always get back to everybody who messages me. I never, ever not return a message. I'm pretty good about that. So if you have any questions that I didn't answer and you'd like to know, feel free to message me.
Brittany, oh my goodness, thank you.
diva. You're such a doll. I love you. Thank you for making this happen. I really appreciate it. It was fun going down memory lane. I had such fond feelings of it, and it was fun. So thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Brittany.
Oh, all right. Here's a video.
You enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye, love.
Listen, thank you all so much for watching. As I said, this video will be uploaded to the Oliver Twixt, that's TWIXT YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Thank you to everyone who participated in the badge Q&A. It is so appreciated. You guys are so sweet, so kind, and I'm grateful. Listen, I'm going to go drink some more green juice because I'm detoxing my body before my birthday this Wednesday, February the 10th, because I need to put some more bad stuff in there on that day. So at least I can make room for it. Until next time, guys, be sure to pray and Kegel. Be safe out there, too. Love ya.
ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back, get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, get back. ZAP, zapping all you hoes away like